Hey guys, welcome to the stream today. It's Miriam, and today I'm chatting with Leslie Gipson from The Healing Instinct about her entrepreneur journey, and she's participating in the QUOKA project as well. So great to have you, Leslie. Thanks for taking time this morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Miriam, for having me. I'm excited to share my journey with everyone.
Yes. Well, this is really important project for me, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to share. And I was, looking at your website. The work that you're doing is really cool, so I'm excited to learn about it. And all the questions that I ask are really just so that I can understand the problems that founders are up against. It's no right or wrong answers in any way. It's not a test. So your honesty is just appreciated. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay, great. So let's dive in with just kind of a little bit about you. Where are you from? How did you come to starting the Healing Instinct?
Sure. I'm in Texas, and for the last probably 20 years or so, I've worked full time for the Postal Service. Um, I found the passion for what I'm doing with the Healing Instinct through my daughter and my own journey. My daughter was diagnosed at an early age with several learning disabilities, and I myself, throughout my life, have struggled with anxiety, depression, chronic illness, and pain. And through helping her, I was able to help myself. I became an educational kinesiologist 6 years ago, and since then have been working mostly with veterans who have PTSD, TBI, which is brain injury, and chronic pain. I do see other clients, and I'm able to work with anyone. What I do at the Healing Instinct and how I come about that name is that I help people understand how important it is to create balance in all aspects of our mind body systems. So, not just our physical and mental states, but also releasing emotions and looking at our energetic system. That includes the meridians and chakras and things. We have to have
Mm-hmm.
balance in every part of our life for true healing to actually um, stick. We do all these things to try to help ourselves feel better. And sometimes we just get stuck to where those things don't work anymore or they work for a little while. And I believe that that is because there's not balance in all of those systems. So that's what I'm passionate about, is helping people understand how easy it is to actually do that, so that you can heal, you can overcome challenges and achieve your goals and do it with ease.
That's beautiful, and thank you for providing support to our veterans who really, I mean, everyone is in need and worthy of this type of support and education that you're providing. But definitely our veterans, I think I hold a special place for them in my heart, because not only will not only have they put their lives on the line, but once we heal that grip, I feel like it will have a vibrating impact on the rest of our society as our community. So thank you. What part of
Absolutely.
Texas are you in?
I'm in Southeast Texas. Probably, if you're familiar with Texas at all, I am on the line between Texas and Louisiana, just a few miles from the river that divides us in Southeast Texas, in Newton.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, my grandparents are out just outside of Houston, and I spent a lot of summers there and
Okay.
still go to Texas a lot. So love Texas. It's a great place.
Me too.
Yeah. Do you belong to any founder communities, like entrepreneur communities, as part of what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
Yes, several Facebook groups, specifically the Holistic Entrepreneurs. That's an
Mm-hmm.
amazing group that we support each other. And then, Wellness for Generations is another directory that I'm in that was started by Emily Mailer, and she supports entrepreneurs in whatever areas that they need.
Nice. This next set of questions that I have are really just kind of yes or no, but you can definitely
Okay.
expand, I think, on any of them that you have weave in, your stories from your journey and such. Would you say that being an entrepreneur is fun?
Absolutely.
Would you say that it's hard?
1000% yes. Yeah.
um, do you go ahead? Yep.
Oh, I was just waiting. Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you feel understood as an entrepreneur?
Yes, in the communities that I'm in, no locally.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel listened to as an entrepreneur?
Um, Again, that's a two-part. It's very hard. I live in a very rural area, so
Mm-hmm.
most people locally aren't entrepreneurs, and not only do they not understand the difficulties that comes with that, but as a holistic practitioner, they don't understand that either. So I get most of my support online.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So I mean, these are not on the form, but so you grew up in Texas. How did you find, I guess through support, finding the tools for your daughter brought you to this holistic approach?
Yes, I found the techniques that I now use through the internet probably 17 years ago, and had to travel 3 hours to find someone who actually practiced. And when I found her, I became just passionate about the learning. So went through all of the trainings, and in that journey, found other modalities that interested me and that I excelled at. So I incorporated those also. But everything that I've learned has been either virtually or I've had to travel quite a ways.
Mm-hmm. This one, I feel like you kind of answered above. The people around you understand the problems and challenges that you face as an entrepreneur. Would you say, is that false or true?
No, they don't understand.
Would you say that life as an entrepreneur is depressing at times?
Yes, it can be, especially if you're not getting a lot of support or um, feedback, constructive feedback on what you're doing. You just feel stuck and not really sure which direction you need to go in.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel pressure to be involved in communities online and or in person?
Yes, online social media is all consuming, especially when the opportunity for local clients is very limited.
Do you enjoy helping others and solving problems?
Oh yes, that's my purpose.
Mm-hmm. When it takes you a few days to reply to someone asking for your help, do you feel guilty?
Yes, normally it doesn't take me that long. I make sure that, especially if they reach out for help, they get my immediate attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you feel pressure to appear to look like you know what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
Don't we all? Yes, we're supposed to be the expert.
I know, right? Do you always feel confident that you know what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
No, there's always that doubt that you'll say something wrong or, not have the right answer to the question. So, yeah, no.
Right. Do you have people that you can speak to about your deepest thoughts and challenges about being an entrepreneur?
I do.
And do you feel comfortable asking for help when you need it?
Yes. Although that's been a struggle in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go into that a little bit more? That would be great. Like what? Because 17 years, wow.
Sure.
So how did
Yeah.
you get to
When
a
when
place?
I
Yeah.
first started out, and this has a lot to do with my personal story and may not apply to all entrepreneurs, but because I am a holistic practitioner and many of the techniques that I use are alternative to conventional medicine, it's very hard to get people in my area to understand and be interested in what I'm doing because it's so out of the box. So I felt very isolated and didn't want to really talk about what I was doing for fear that it wouldn't be accepted in my community.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a long time to really be comfortable with myself and to embody that this is my purpose. And honestly, I don't really care what people think anymore because especially since we've had, everything going virtual, I'm not reliant on my local um, community, my local area anymore. What I have to offer, makes a difference in people's lives. And I understand that now I can do that, virtually. So that gave me really the confidence to put myself out there and really start um, sharing my knowledge with everyone and not really hiding who I am.
That's beautiful. One of the silver linings of this whole virtual world now.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
what would you say you like best about being an entrepreneur? Why are you doing this?
Um, as far as the entrepreneurial business part of it, the thing that I like best is creating content. Taking the knowledge that I have and putting it into a format that someone can consume, whether it's videos or courses or, whatever that looks like, and giving them the power to help themselves. That's what I love about the business part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then personally, it's just the being able to help people heal, to see that look of wonder and surprise on their face when after one session they feel differently, you know. So
Yeah. And what about challenges? What do you like least about doing this work? What are some of the challenges?
definitely marketing. That is not my strong suit at all, whether it's through email or social media. I work best one on one and trying to figure out how to speak to the masses has really been a challenge for me.
Mm-hmm. If you were giving advice to an aspiring entrepreneur, what would you tell them that they need to fulfill their full potential?
Ooh, probably the one thing that I would have to, just tell everyone that it doesn't matter what kind of systems you use or platforms that you're on, the thing that you need most to succeed, besides confidence in yourself, is someone that is 1,000,000% behind you, that they have your back no matter what, even if they don't understand what you're trying to do. Just someone that you can talk to and that will support you wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is my rock. So without her, I definitely would have taken me a lot longer to get where I am.
That's beautiful. I love my sister too. Like, she always is so supportive of my stuff. Like, she shares it. She's like, when are you going live so I can mark my calendar? I'm like, oh, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So when you need information, you want to learn something new about your business, about our entrepreneurship, you need support, where do you typically go first for the answer?
If it's just a general question, I usually reach out to several groups that I'm in on Facebook. That some are geared toward the business side of being an entrepreneur and what I'm doing, and then the others are geared toward the holistic aspect of it. So depending on what it is I'm looking for, I'll go to them. Then when I get feedback or answers, then I get on the internet and do my own research and decide what will be best for me. But I do go to social media first for that initial uh, direction.
Mm-hmm. And how long does it typically take you to get the information or support that you need?
Within a few hours, usually an hour or two, I have someone
Mm-hmm.
answering my questions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Now I want to go into a little bit about your mental health. How would you rate your overall mental
Okay.
health on a scale from 0 to 10?
Right now, about an 8.
How does your response to that question make you feel?
It would have to be a 9, and like I'm very positive that it's an 8 now. When previously that would have been very different.
Mm-hmm. What aspects of your life are negatively impacted when you felt less than great mentally? And you can choose as many as apply.
Oh wow. Definitely confidence. That would have been my most impacted. Um, Friendships, sleep,
Okay.
and probably work. I didn't really see that on there, but oh yeah, employment.
Employment, yeah, okay. Okay, and then let's decide whether the following items have a positive, neutral, or negative effect on your mental health. Social media,
Okay. That's a hard one. um, I would say it probably has a positive effect on me now. And just because most of my social media is geared toward groups that I'm in who are supportive, I think before I got into the group aspect of it, when it was just scrolling through people's personal feeds and seeing how amazing everyone's life is on social media, that probably would have been a negative effect. But I've weaned myself off that, so that's not a part of my life anymore.
Nice. That's good when you can switch it. Yeah, because it can be very draining.
Mhm.
What about the
Yes.
news?
Oh, definitely negative. I don't watch the news unless I have to.
Family,
Positive,
friendships,
positive.
work,
Uh, yeah, that would be positive too.
volunteering, giving back,
Positive,
romantic relationships.
positive.
Which has the most positive effect on your mental health? Social media, the news,
Um,
family.
well, for me, giving back is my work now. So um, probably the giving back and helping people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How many hours per week do you spend giving back?
Um, Probably 2 to 4. It just kind of depends on clients coming through.
Mm-hmm. And how do you support or manage your mental health, or what do you do to manage your mental health?
So I use the techniques that I have learned and that I teach to other people. And if it gets to the point where that's not effective, then I reach out to people in the holistic community for their support through sessions.
Yeah. And sessions. Do you use any applications or websites to help you support your mental health?
No.
Can you tell me about a time when you felt mentally unhealthy or imbalanced?
It was probably what I would term my midlife crisis. I was 35, 37, and pretty much everything was at its lowest. My marriage was in trouble. I hated my day job. Um, my daughter was getting ready to leave the home, and just I kind of hit rock bottom at that point. And that's when I decided, enough is enough. And I started working on myself instead of trying to help other people.
Would you say
Oh, and I didn't
that,
mention my health was failing off.
what would you say was kind of the trigger?
Um, I don't really know if there was a trigger. Everything just kind of fell on me at one time, and this was years of anxiety, years of depression, years of pretending that, it just kind of all snowballed into, like, the marriage, the health, and I knew, like, I really knew this was it. It has to get better, or, you know. So yeah, there wasn't really one trigger. I just realized that all of it together was causing the state that I was in.
Mm-hmm. And who do you talk to about your mental health?
My sister, definitely. My best friend.
How often do you speak to them?
I talk to my sister at least probably 5 to 10 times a day, like constantly. She's also my business partner, so there's that. My best friend lives away, so I don't speak to her as often, um, probably once a month or so.
And would what support do you need that you're not receiving to help manage your mental health?
Um, hmm. Really, I don't think I would have any. It's it's pretty good right now. If anything, it would just be maybe a VA to help with the tedious tasks. That would probably help. But overall, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I tell you, definitely a VA is fantastic. I just got one and it's really good. Highly recommend doing it. I know it's not easy to like make the jump because you're like, oh,
Really, I'm looking.
you're looking for one,
Yeah, you have to give up control.
right? You have to give control. You have to
I'm
spend
looking for
time
someone to help me with
interviewing
the
them.
social media.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you have to train them to invest in it. So it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But once it really helps, it's just like, oh, I have so much more time. It's very
Yeah.
good. What would you expect to pay for a platform that creates a more positive impact on your mental health?
Um, hmm. I don't really use them, so I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably depend on what features they had, and to be honest, how desperate I was for that support.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, when you're thinking about the mental health of people that you know, how do you think most of them would rate their overall mental health on a scale from 0 to 10?
Mm. Most of them would probably be no higher than a 6. Um, a lot of people are struggling right now.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Agree. Okay. Now we're going to go into some stuff about social media. Our favorite. Which
Yay.
out of these social media platforms do you use?
Um, Mostly Facebook. I do have Instagram that I have just started utilizing. I have Clubhouse that I participate in as an attendee, but I haven't started using the rooms and all that for myself. I do have TikTok that I have not utilized, and Snapchat, but that's just personal.
Anything else?
No. Oh, I have a LinkedIn also, but I don't utilize that either.
Okay. But you have it. Okay. On average, how many messages across all of the platforms, texting, everything, do you receive a day?
Probably 3 to 5 that aren't from my sister.
Mm-hmm. How does receiving 3 to 5 messages a day make you feel?
Good. I don't think at this point I could handle many more until I find a good VA.
Right. On average, how many messages do you send a day?
Probably 6 to 10.
How does sending 6 to 10 amount of messages a day make you feel?
Stressed because I have to make myself do it. And, there's so many things that's just another thing on the to-do list. It's not something I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now I'm going to, is it possible for you to share your screen and I can send you a link for you to look at and give me feedback on?
Sure.
So send it here in the chat and you should see an option to share your screen. And then as you're doing that, just as you're looking at, as you pull up the site, just think out loud, be completely honest.
Okay.
Nothing's going to hurt my feelings at all. Perfect. There we go.
Okay. Okay. So just thinking out loud, I love that you start out with "this is not therapy."
Okay.
Because that's my first line when I work with clients. I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
Okay. So the anonymous text messaging, my initial thought is if it's anonymous, how is it regulated? I'm thinking inappropriate messages, that sort of thing. Okay, the sign up looks good. You said be honest. I would like to see a picture here on this first screen. Maybe someone receiving a text message or something. Okay, so there's the picture. Absolutely agree with it being exhausting and that we do need support. I love that it's just a text away, but I'm still thinking, so who am I texting and who will text me back? Can they help me? Do they understand what I'm going through? Yes, agree. Yeah, all that looks great. Okay. Again, I do like the anonymous, but I think I would trust more if there were, if I knew who I was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Just the screen increase your mental health. How? Why? What does that look like to me?
Excuse me.
I like the testimonial. Bless you. I like the testimonials. I think they would stand out a little more if the screens of the phones were a different color. All the white is a little bit harsh on the eyes. I'm sorry, I do all of my designing for all of my pages and all of that. So that's
No,
kind
this
of
is
factoring
great.
into.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I love that you mentioned it's taboo. We don't really talk about that, especially as entrepreneurs. We have to be on top of our game. Don't show any kind of cracks. Yes. Okay, I like all this. And again, this is with the anonymous, and this just is with something that would bother me. The bottom where it says vent and be understood, if I join and I become a part of this text message supporting each other, as an entrepreneur, I don't have time for people who, and this is harsh, who vent. There's enough negativity in my life in general, and all of our lives in general, without venting. I would want it to look more supportive. Instead of vent, maybe ask for support or something like that. To me, venting is very negative, and all you're going to get is just harshness. Okay. Okay. Like this. Okay. On the sign up, the box become a member. Seems like there's a lot of those. I mean, there's 2 in that one screen right there. You might think about changing this to just a button that they click so it doesn't take up quite so much space, but still gets that call to action. Yeah. Okay. Here it says you're a leader. Absolutely. Encourage that. You're a leader. Be, what would that look like? Here's your opportunity to share your knowledge. Here's your opportunity to support others. Just something right there to really pump up the fact that you want people to be leaders in your community. Okay.
Cool. So now that you've visited the website,
Sorry,
how
that
would
was a
you
lot.
just? No, that was great. Thank you so much. So how would you describe what QUOKA is and its purpose in 2 to 3 sentences?
I would say a community of I want to say entrepreneurs just because we've been talking about that, but I know the entrepreneurship kind of gets lost as you go through the website. So just a community of entrepreneurs supporting each other through text message where you can ask for and receive support on topics and situations that arise for you on your journey to sharing your passion with the world.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. I've been working on how to express myself.
No, for sure. Yeah, we like choosing our words, you know.
Do you need me to stop screen sharing?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you can stop that. Sorry. Yep. Okay, cool.
No
That
problem.
is pretty much all the questions that I have. Do you want to be added to my mailing list? This is no pressure at all. I just need to know whether I should put that in
Sure.
or not. Okay. You can unsubscribe at any time, obviously. And I really appreciate you taking time to chat with me today. What other what other things should we mention as we kind of close this out?
I don't know what else. I mean, I do have several offerings,
Yes.
but I don't know if yeah.
No, we should
So I
definitely
don't know
talk
when
about.
this will air, but okay. I don't know
Well,
when
this
this will air,
video
but
is
I do
live.
have a 3-day wellness summit.
Sorry.
Okay. I do have a 3-day wellness summit coming up virtually this weekend, which is August 20th for us now, where I have taken my passion for alternative modalities and how I use them in my sessions and expanded on that. We'll have over 30 practitioners from all over the world who will be sharing their modalities as I share mine in experiences. So it's not a lecture series. People who attend actually get to, learn about the techniques and do them live in session. And that's kind of my mission is to bring those different modalities together. I will be offering a course soon titled Foundations of Healing, Creating Balance in All 4 Aspects of the Mind-Body System, to where I walk you through different techniques to heal and overcome challenges in your physical body, in your mental processes and your thoughts, and how you see the world, releasing emotions that can really sabotage our best laid plans, and then also how important energy is to us, energy work. So that would be a 6-week course where you learn these techniques for yourself. And then I'm on Facebook. My Facebook community is Bridging the Mind Body Gap. And I have, I'll put that in the chat.
Great.
That's really the best way to kind of find out what I'm doing. And I'm also using it as my platform to connect people with other practitioners. So it's not just about me and sharing what I do. It's really, giving meaning to the word holistic healing. So where if I can't help you, I know someone who can. So
That's beautiful. Thank you for the work that you're doing. I hope we can keep in touch.
It is my pleasure.
Yeah, I would love to hear how the retreat goes. Sounds like it's going to be an amazing experience for people, especially right now coming out of the years at this point that we've been through. I think this is going to be great. for everyone that gets to attend. And if there anything
where
that
else
I
can
can,
you,
oh, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
oh, I was just going to say, where else can you find, and I've looked, this summit is going to be unique, and I will do it again, in just that there's so many modalities in one place as experiences. So it's the perfect opportunity for someone who, feels like there's something missing to experiment and experience techniques that may not be available to them locally. So
Yeah. We'll put up the Facebook group so people can as well check that out. Love it. Very nice. Is there anything that I can do to support your work, Leslie?
I join my Facebook group, like my page, and just, keep in touch. If you have something coming up that we can collab on, or if I have something coming up, right now it's just, finding people who align with what I'm doing and that I align with what they're doing, and putting ourselves out there, sharing, our missions.
Absolutely. That is what I'm all about as well. How do I send this to my page? Okay. I gotta figure that out.
You'll have to post and then share it to your page.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna figure that part out. But thanks again for this, and I'm so glad we met, and we'll just keep in touch.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I hope your venture really explodes. It is definitely a good thing. We all need support. So yes, keep me updated on how it's going with you too.
Thank you. I will. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye.